So this is a new series that I'm starting, and I'm gonna be talking about different subjects, um, based on like my experience and my journey, um, unlearning their lies and recovering our truths. I also, this is gonna be like kind of a touchy subject, but it has to be said. I grew up as a Christian. Um, I know the truth now. I know that in the name of Jesus and all this like white supremacy reigns, and they went and pillaged and everything. But if we look at the Bible, like it says clearly that the devil, or the definition of the devil, is that he comes to destroy, to kill, and conquer. And we already know that that's the colonizers. So they used this book of antiquity because, let me tell you that this is not their book. They plagiarize everything. The oldest Bible can be found in Kush, ancient Kush, which is Ethiopia now called. And there's, I'm not saying it hasn't been messed with. I'm not saying that at all. But as far back you can go to the ancient sea scrolls, and the same stories are being told. So we have to consider, some truth. So when I stopped going to church and I started reading the Bible for myself, then I saw the truth. These pastors, it says in a verse in Isaiah that God is against these pastors because they've become fat off of his sheep. They don't even go out and search for souls that need love anymore. God is love. So based on like how I see things, this is how my journey has gone. And nobody went and told me like, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that, dictated anything. No. So today I'm going to be speaking on why I no longer eat meat. It's been about, I want to say, almost going on 9 years now, that I haven't ate meat, because a lot of things combined. And I'm not telling anyone what to do, but I do want to share why I don't, because maybe that will inspire you to educate yourself, and see full circle why it's important. So I know that Christians use like, oh, God made animals and all that. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't. The Bible was, look, the Bible was written by men, okay? It was under the inspiration of God, yes, or the Creator, but it still doesn't exclude their mentality while they were writing down these words, right? So we can't take everything as it's said, but I do take a lot. Like, if you're searching for the truth, you will find the truth. Like it says, knock and I will answer. It's right. He's going to show you all the scriptures when you open it with your heart willing to learn, like with the Creator's within you, okay? The Creator's within you. You don't need to go to an exterior source. Your physical is your temple. So 1 Corinthians 8:13 says, if what I eat causes my brother or sister to fall in sin, I will never eat meat again, so I won't cause them to fall. Romans 14:15 says, if your brother or sister is in distress because of what you eat, you are no longer acting in love. Don't destroy someone who Jah made, well, it says who Christ died for, by what you eat. Okay? So, with that being said, that's the scripture I take on and what I do. And on July 6th, Democracy Now! Did an exclusive, and they have a 2-part series. I would really encourage you guys to go and check that out for yourselves. But basically, here in California, in North California, mostly Sonoma County, hundreds of protesters with direct action everywhere were arrested for going into farms and rescuing these animals because they're being like brutalized. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you just go and kill an animal. I'm talking about pigs that can't even turn over and how small their cages are. Piglets that are sucking blood from the mom hog, and you know, them ripping off their testicles. And I can't even think of other stuff, but you guys can definitely see all kinds of evidence that these people have collected themselves, and people are upset because it's inhumane. It's against what we're made of. We are made of love, and we're made to love and for love. And we deep down know the connection with animals. That's why people are mesmerized at the park with pigeons, and they take them, you know, ducks, what do you call it, bread, to go throw at them at the ponds, at the parks. Like, people think of animals because they connect you, again, to the essence of your being, to nature, right? So people are getting upset, and they're doing direct action because they're going to the governments and to the police officers, and they're not doing anything. So these people, was like 600 people went, and like 100 people actually protested. They chained themselves to the slaughterhouses machines and everything. Like, they almost like choked a guy because he chained himself, and they still started the machine. And the police, instead of like arresting these farmhouse owners, arrested the protesters, and they just released them. But they're being charged with a bunch of charges, right? And something to keep in mind is that not only is it those animals are suffering, and they do feel suffering. I encourage you guys to look up Mercy for Animals, and then this DXE, which is Direct Action Everywhere. They have a lot of videos of whistleblowers, people who've worked in these places, and it's not how we were built. It traumatizes these people. These slaughterhouse workers have the highest suicide rates. They have the highest drug addiction rates. They work for minimum wage. They have no other option to go anywhere else. This is like the last job they can take, and they have to support their families, right? It's usually undocumented immigrants, of course. And a lot of people get trapped and killed in the machines, you know, so it's our fellow brothers and sisters. So all of that combined, and knowing the sacredness of life, I just can no longer eat meat. And I encourage you guys to look through my videos. I have a lot of options. At first, you know, it's a little difficult. At first, you'll smell the food, and it's gonna be like, oh, I miss, you know, whatever. I used to eat, what did I love so much? Korean barbecue. Oh my gosh, I used to love that. But you know what? Now I don't get those cravings anymore. And now when I like go by the, you know, Carl's Jr., Burger King, McDonald's, it smells like plastic frying. So I really like encourage you guys, even if you just do it for a year, because all that, and then they're being injected with chemicals. They're being injected with hormones. So we get those hormones. That's why people in America are like a lot bigger. We're suffering with obesity. I lost 100 pounds. Where's the picture I wanted to show you guys? I didn't even bring it, but I wanted to show you guys a picture of me. I lost 100 pounds, and you know, these hormones are being injected into these animals. It's not natural, and we are taking in all that stuff. All vaccines are made to pump up animals, and their poop is getting into our water and a lot of other things. Educate yourself, people. Big up Royal Roots.